Hello, namaskar, sat sri akal, adab, kasakai, kedo alai, kem cho. I'm Abha once again with you into the spotlight with Abha. Friends, you all know that I always bring a successful personality with their success stories and, of course, their contribution to the society. With reference to this, today I have Miss Riddhi Doshi, who is a child psychologist. She is internationally certified parenting coach. Also, she is a TEDx speaker and she is the founder of LAJA organization, the first open forum for women. Welcome, Riddhi, into the spotlight with Abha.
Thank you so much, Abha. Pleasure being here.
Okay, Riddhi, how are you feeling in Spotlight today?
Yeah, good. And it's a pleasure meeting you as well. So, all set to answer all your questions.
Okay, so let's begin with, before I peep into your, what currently you do, I just want you to ask, how did you opted for this child psychology kind of difficult subject?
Okay, so there's a story behind it. We're four sisters, and my mother is an Ayurvedic practitioner. So during the time when she was studying, she had a subject psychology, and that was something which she always used to talk to us while explaining us something or talking to us about something, and we all so and the way she handled us four daughters is something we always I used to feel that how beautifully she's able to manage, how beautifully she's able to connect with each daughter, give them the best, give them a very non-judgmental space, and plus pushing them, helping them to go out of their comfort zone and making a mark in their own life and career as well. So all that's where I felt that okay, this is something which I really need to understand, because if my mother can deal beautifully with four daughters, I'm sure if I get into it, I can also be like my mother. So for me, my the people I look up to is my parents, my father in terms of when I'm talking about entrepreneurship, and my mom when she talks about psychology and the way she deals with people, and the way she connects with people, so that is something which I've always learned from both of them, my parents, my mother and my father.
Great. Now coming to your career, you have opted this career of being a child psychologist. How do you assess a child's need and determine which treatment is better for that particular child?
So Abha, being a psychologist, we do not kind of pre-decide before we get a client that this is the way I'm going to deal with the client, or this is the way I'm going to deal with the child. So I usually mix 2 or 3 therapies to the child and to understand where the child needs help or where the gap is, So for me, using multiple things to connect with the child, a child or work on the child works better than, having a predominant segment or preconceived notion that if I have this case, I'm going to deal with the case like this. So it is never that. It is how the case comes and how we deal with it. On the spot, we tend to make certain changes because we also observe how the child is, how open the child is to talk, how open the child is to share, and how open the child is to accept. So on this parameters, we change our process of working on a child. And when I say we, I'm sure a lot of psychologists would be doing the same, but at least I do this way.
Okay. So, would you like to share any one particular challenging case where you literally struggled you literally, brainstormed yourself that how you will handle this particular child or the situation that child is in.
How, wow, yes. So it was 2 years before Abha that I had a case where a 13-year-old was talking about suicide, talking about life, and the child, 13-year-old, felt that life is more different when you die.
Oh,
So she must be reading a lot of things online, and I don't know I don't know what, in the sense, what made her read such books is what I meant. But that was something which was really challenging, because it took me kind of quite a time to work on the child, to make her believe that life is very, life is not about death. Who has seen that? Who knows what the life is after death? How about living the life which we are in right now, and how about making it beautiful as much as we can by giving our best to live this life? So yes, that was really challenging. In fact, I had to I discussed the same. Usually I don't discuss my cases with somebody, but this case I had to discuss with my senior who is in London. And we actually, I had to take his help, because this was something that I needed to understand whether I'm working on the child in the right way or not, and that was really challenging, because the child had completely made up her mind that life is uh, life is full of crap, that nobody in her life is worth a trust, that nobody is worth the time spent, and life is not beautiful.
oh.
So it took me really good time to kind of work on the child. Quite a lot of sittings I had to take with the child. And I'm glad that the child is out of it now. She's very successful in her own career. In terms, she cleared, I think, 10th at the moment, and she's just started her 11th. And I'm glad that the parents supported, She was the only child, and the parents really supported me.
So
So
in such a
kudos to the
situation,
parents as well.
yes,
Yes.
so in such situation where child is in a critical situation and parents are not at all supportive, they are not ready to accept that, then how do you make parents understand the situation about their child?
So when such a situation arises, Ava, we tend to connect with the parent and explain them. Okay, we do give a best. So I usually, my first sitting is always with the parents. Then if the parent feels that they will not be able to handle or manage with the child or work on the child, then I intervene, and from second or third sitting I start calling the child. But usually when I work with parents, around 65 to 70% of the time parents can handle, provided we give them a process, and we help them to understand the process, and that's how they able to do it. Now when the parents don't support, I have seen many parents not supporting during this journey, okay, in my this many years of practice. But yeah, I have given my best to make them understand. But then if they don't, and if they do not cooperate, then you can't help it. You just can't help it,
And
right?
the child
uh,
suffers.
a child suffers. I know of a child, like I think I've been two and a half to 3 years that I had a child somewhere in Assam, and I had left a message online that because of too many times the exams, and we get so many cases about the suicide or attempt to suicide and a lot of things. So and depression and frustration and anger tantrums, because exam ka pressure itna rehta hai hamare country mein, hamare education system. And I'm so glad that the education system have reformed, after 34 years. So I'm
Yes.
so looking forward to it, that the system changes and it gets implemented. I'm looking forward to 23, 24. So coming back to this case, I had a child from Assam who said that I'm feeling very depressive and I'm doing this and I'm feeling that. And then after I was talking to the child, I got to know that she was also abused by some family member, dur ka some rishtedar and all. I tried speaking to the parents, because I'm here in, that time I was in Ahmedabad, and I was trying to talk to the parent and I was trying to connect. I was trying to push them to take help. But the parents strictly told me that it's none of your business, you stay out of it.
Oh.
That's a family ka mamla and you stay out of it. And I just couldn't do anything. I just couldn't do anything. Right. So then you feel very helpless, but what to do? You are giving your best, but if the parents don't understand, Abha, what can you do? It's unfortunate, right?
True. That's really sad when parents don't cooperate and don't support in their own child's improvement. With this, I just
Absolutely.
also, when I was glancing at your profile, I came to know that you are a certified international parenting coach. So now, again, my question is, how do you empower parents?
Okay. So I am a little different. I don't call myself a parenting coach. I call myself a parents coach. I
Okay,
handhold parents, in making their parenting journey beautiful and memorable.
great.
So I'm there with the parents. I personally feel that if the parents understand certain basics, while a mother conceives a child, right from there to 10 years, if certain things are taken care of, the child will never have any mental health issues. Neither will the child would need a psychologist to, help, or a counselor. So I call myself as parents coach. The reason being, I handhold them. I make them understand that few basics we need to take care, right? As similar as we have, if we have to study, if we start from a school, the teacher starts from A, right? A, B, C. That are the basics. To A to Z are the basics to learn any language. If you talk about English, about French, same it's with Hindi and Marathi or any other subject. Similarly, in parenting also, if certain basics are taken care of, the parents' mental health is taken care of, and even the child's mental health. And when the mother is pregnant, and if she takes care of certain things like talking to the child while the child is in the womb, meditating, talking to the child as if the child is in front of her, and connecting, explaining, talking about her emotions, acceptance of emotions, talking about the other relations in her life, giving a very positive um, a positive impact on the child. It makes a huge difference when the child is out of mother's womb. The child is amazingly confident, understands her or own worth, and I'm sure that the child would be a future leader, because there are a lot of things that the child understands from mother's womb. So this is where I help parents, and that's why I call myself parents coach.
Great. This is really fantastic. I hope all the parents who are listening over here, they will, identify this beautiful concept of getting empower or getting, more knowledge about parenting, right? Because today's parent, they think that they know everything about raising a child, but ultimately they come up with some disaster.
Oh
So,
yeah, not every time Google is going to help you, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There are times when people also help.
Yes. So sometimes when one-to-one talk is there and face-to-face, we bring them, show them mirror. I think at that time they may realize and start improving on their effective parenting.
Yeah, so I would say that instead of showing a mirror, it's good to make them understand that what are the pros and cons of this situation. Okay,
Yeah.
if that is made to understand, they're very clear about how they want to take it ahead with their child.
True.
That's the process, and that's how it is to be done.
Fantastic. Now I'm just taking a little diversion. I also came to know that you are the founder of LAJA organization. That was the first open forum for women. So how does this idea of creating an organization for women came into your mind?
Okay, so I belong to a family who is very open-minded, very liberal, and very elite as well. Uh, my parents have always supported we four daughters, and uh, we knew that what we need to do ahead in life. We were very clear about it, and we had so much support from our parents. And they always gave us a lot of non-judgmental space to grow, to share, to discuss. But I saw that not that space was given to lots many women or daughters or my friends as well while I was in college days. So this thought was seeded when I was in college. But I wasn't mature enough to have something like this. And as in when I started getting into my practice and I started working, entered the world of corporate, worked with schools. So that made me realize there is so much gap in what women want and what women need. Okay, so just to bridge that gap as well, LAJA started 5 years back. LAJA is India's first forum for women, which works for the development of women. So it works for the skills and self-development of women. We have various segments under LAJA, and we are present in around 6 cities of India now. And we are opening up with 2 more in the month of August. We are a team of 21 people who are leading the whole forum. And yes, a lot of success stories. I wouldn't say it's a community because we've never worked on making as a community. We never worked on increasing the numbers, but yes, we always worked on increasing the success stories, helping women to understand themselves. So we at LAJA believe that whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are a homemaker, whether you are on a job, right? It is very important for a woman to understand her own self. Once you understand your own self, फिर आप कुछ भी कर लो. But pehle understand. How many women understand their own selves?
True.
Right. So LAJA works with a very focused approach towards development of women.
Great. That is really fantastic, and you are really doing great thing about for especially for women, because in India I also see that women are not that much enlightened about their own powers. They don't know their own strengths, or they I think they overlook their own powers, thinking that their family what their family will say, what society will say, है ना? So by seeing all such things, I think women they overlook themselves, they ignore themselves.
So yes, Abha, somewhere I agree with you, because me being working with women, there are multiple cases when a woman who is even a VP with an organization have been abused, have faced domestic violence in spite of such amazing work profile. She somewhere failed to support her own self, to understand her own self, or to stand up for her own self and her rights. I wouldn't say that you don't stand up for your rights. I wouldn't say that you fight for your rights, but I would always say at least stand up for your rights, understand your rights, support your own self and look after your own self. हम क्या करते हैं पूरे घर में पूरे फैमिली के बारे में देखने के लिए की वजह से, giving importance to our child, to our husband, to our in-laws, to our parents, to our siblings, everybody, we fail to give importance to ourselves. So we don't keep ourselves on any sort of priority. We don't give ourselves priority. We are on the last pedestrian. So that is not correct. If you are happy, if you are contented, if you love yourself, if you understand yourself, I'm sure you can give lot more to your family, to your child. If you don't have it, how would you even give it to your child? right? So that is what we try and make women understand.
So if anyone wants to join your LAJA Foundation, so what are the process or how they can connect to you?
It is totally free. It is open for all women. If you're 18 above, you are most welcome to join LAJA.
Okay, great. So
So
please do share
it's
your,
just open.
okay, so do share the website and phone number of yours so that
I will.
anyone who is listening to us, yeah, if they want your help, they may contact you. So you are also a TEDx speaker, right? What was your experience of being on such a big platform of TEDx?
Wow, it was amazing. And TEDx happened to me. I had never thought of it that I would be going on TEDx stage. And not only one, I got the opportunity to go there for 3 times. I have been on TEDx for 3 times. All 3 times it has happened to me. So I have never thought of it. I have never visualized. And I don't know, somehow maybe God was kind, or God is kind still. It happened. The experience has been just beautiful, Abha. It's kind of the honor you get, the a sense of satisfaction, a sense of being a leader, a sense of being achiever. You know, automatically you start feeling all this, and it is so beautiful. And apart from there, you feel that you have achieved something, then people look up to you. You feel that there is something in your life or to share, wherein people feel that that will help them. So my first TEDx happened when in 2017, and the topic that time was uh, you know uh, so they said that they had around they had shortlisted around 150 profiles of entrepreneurs, and out of that around 15 were shortlisted. From 15, around five में से 2 जन, और 2 जन में, so we were around 7 speakers on that day, out of which 2 were women. And unfortunately, the lady with me, who was a YouTuber, she couldn't make it because she was hospitalized. So I was the only one that day with around 7 male speakers. And apart from that, they had asked me to speak about my journey. So I'm into 3 ventures, and all these 3 ventures happened from a very simple thought. कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजें थी, उसमें से बड़ी बड़ी चीजें हो गई. So the topic I had selected was small things make huge difference. Okay. Then my second TED happened when I spoke about languages. I have been judged for my language. Obviously, when you are a South Indian, you're a Punjabi or a Gujarati or a North Indian, your little touch of your mother tongue comes, yeah, in your speech. I have been judged multiple times, and I always felt very bad. So I wanted people to understand that and give importance to your mother tongue. So there are a lot of students who used to come to me for their for the psychology purpose or for development purpose, or the workshops I used to manage. And many a times the children used to say, young teens used to talk to me that, Acha. So once it happened that I was teaching, and that day it was at my home, because my office was had some issue, I think, that day. So kuch sanitization ka chal raha tha. So I had conducted the session at my home, and my little one came and started talking to me in Gujarati. And I replied to him in Gujarati. So one of the child says that, ma'am, you talk to your child in Gujarati. I said, huh, kyun nahi? So she said, my mom says that when people are around, never talk in Gujarati. It is very LS. It's very low standard. And I felt that talking in your mother tongue, why is it low standard? English is the language of communicating with people, right? It's a language, and you use it as a means of communication. But that doesn't mean that you degrade yourself being a other. If you're a Marathi or a Gujarati, if you're a Punjabi or a South Indian, don't degrade yourself. Don't allow somebody to degrade you. And you also don't do. right? So that is the reason I spoke to it at TEDx Gateway, the unplugged version. And then I had the opportunity to go on TEDx in 2019 as well, where I spoke about dance movement and how does it help one's mental health, you know.
Oh,
So life has been beautiful, and experiences at TEDx have been really, really wonderful. So lot of memories to cherish, Abha.
great. Actually, Riddhi, I'm really now in love with you, talking to you. But our time doesn't permits to go for a long chats. So definitely, our program brings us towards the end of the uh, our show. So in the end, I just want one strong message from you to my listeners or my viewers.
Believe in yourself. That is what I have done, and I want you to be doing it. Then success is always yours. But if you don't believe in yourself, you are nowhere. So just one mantra in life: believe in yourself. I
Great.
hope that helps.
True. Believing oneself, it starts everything further. If you don't believe
Absolutely.
yourself, it's all finished. So with this,
Absolutely.
we come to the end of our program. Thank you, Riddhi, for being on my show into the spotlight. Right. Let me inform
Thank you,
you.
Abba.
Yeah, let me inform you that this program will be available on YouTube on my channel Abha Jadav, and also this program will be broadcasted on Radio Brain Rhyme 3 times a week. That is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for different times that I will be informing you. And then you will also be able to watch these video clippings on different social media platforms, right? So keep in touch and stay
Thank you.
well, stay safe. Yeah.
Thank you for having me here, Abba. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, please share your website, LAJA website and contact number.
I will do that for sure with you.
या
Thank
एंड
you.
जाते जाते एक बात कहना चाहूँगी आपसे. दो लॉकडाउन इज गेटिंग अनलॉक नाउ डेज, बट लेट्स नॉट go out of the home until and unless it is very important. So this is a message from Spotlight team to you. Please take care of yourself and your family members. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye. See you next time into the Spotlight. Bye bye.